Hey there, I'm David, and this is my new YouTube channel, The Vegan and the Grill. I'm the vegan, that's the grill. So what does that make you in this situation? It makes you curious, and that curiosity is a great thing. Hopefully my channel will quench that curiosity as we seek to explore the relationship between vegan cooking and outdoor grilling, be that through product reviews, excellent recipes, or general grilling know-how. Hopefully that content sounds good to you. And if it does, then go ahead and click like, click subscribe, click the bell, do whatever you want to do. But I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to get grilling. Alright everybody, let's get started. First, let's prep our coals as usual. For a more in-depth exploration of this part, go look at our prepping your grill video I made. Once the coals are ready, it's dumping time. For this dish, I'm going to be using a griddle accessory that goes in the center of the grill, so I'll be arranging the coals in a semicircle on one side of the grill to keep my hot zone over there, but not directly underneath the griddle, as I don't want it to get too hot. That's what I'm using the coal basket for, to kind of shape out my semicircle there. The griddle is going to be used for cooking mushrooms, onions, and bacon after all, so that's why we don't want it to be too hot. Now close the grill and prep the meal. Ah, look at that mise en place. That's French for everything in its place, or something like that. Anyways, let's try and go over this list as fast as we can. We got Beyond Burgers, Buns, your choice, vegan cheese, butter lettuce, Lightlife Bacon, and there goes the list. I hope you read it. Okay, so now it's time to make the mushroom and onion mixture. You take your mushrooms, dump them in a bowl. You take your onions, you dump them in a bowl. And then you take some ground black pepper, sprinkle it on top. You can see about how much I'm doing here. And then you take some smoked salt. Get smoked salt in your pantry, people, please. There's many different kinds. You know, there's mesquite and then hickory and then just about any other wood under the sun. But get them in your pantry. Then after that, we add some acidity from a lemon. This acidity is necessary to make the flavor pop. Otherwise, you're just going to get a salt and pepper taste, and you can do with more than that. From here, we have to add a little bit of olive oil. This is necessary because a grill is a high heat cooking environment, and you don't want to put anything in there dry. Otherwise, you know what happens. It just gets drier, and we can't have that. So we stir it around, make sure that everything gets evenly coated, and that is that. Looks good. So what time is it now? It's burger time. Take some grilling spray and spray the side of the burger available to you, and then add ground black pepper, and after that, smoked salt. Same as we did with the mushrooms and onions. Just like that. Nice. And this is everything in its right place. Anybody a Radiohead fan? Everything in its right place. Oh, okay, it's grilling time. Head in the game. We can do this. So, first things first, add your burgers. When you do, you should hear that lovely musical sizzling sound known as the sear. This means you're going to get those lovely grill marks that everyone wants to see on their burger. If you don't hear this sound, you either didn't let the grill preheat long enough, that's about 15 minutes or so, or your coals didn't get hot enough. Now that you've flipped the burgers onto the grill, you've exposed the other side that you didn't season yet. So spray those down again, and then add your ground black pepper and your smoked salt. This way, both sides of the burger are seasoned. After the burgers, it's time to add those mushrooms and onions to the griddle. You don't need a griddle yourself. You can just use a cast iron pan or even make a foil pack for the mixture to cook inside. Personally, I prefer my veggies to cook down and get some caramelization on them, so I don't typically recommend foil packs, but if it's all you got, then use it. So now we close our grill for 4 minutes, and then boom! Flavor! Look at all of that smoke. That's what we want in a grill. Yes! For your mushrooms and onions, remember the acronym ABT, always be tossin'. Never let them stay put for too long, otherwise you risk burning them. So now it's time for the moment of truth, the first flip of the burger. I'm going to confess something here. Making this first video and cooking at the same time was a bit of a challenge as far as timing goes. Ideally, if you've done it right, your spatula shouldn't have too much trouble getting underneath the burger. If you find yourself kind of shoveling and scraping to lift the burger, then it's probably too soon to flip it. That said, I might have been a tiny bit eager here, but what you see here is still just fine. Besides, they're only halfway through the process anyways. Also, let's address the flare-ups. These can be dangerous left unattended, and I'll show you what to do about that in a moment. That said, look at that. Look at that. That's nice. Always be tossing. Toss those mushrooms and onions. Now remember the steak sauce? It's time for its part in the show. Whatever you do, don't overdo it. Steak sauce has sugars in it that are just begging to caramelize and make a mess of your grill. So just brush a nice layer over each burger, just nice and easy. And don't worry, this isn't all the sauce you're going to use. You'll put more on when the burger's getting put together anyway, so don't be sad. It's all good. Look at that. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, let's address that flare-up thing that I was talking about. Close the grill. Close your damper just a little bit. You're suffocating the flames. Open it back up. Look inside of the damper and see if you see the flames still going. If not, then you've won. You've bested them. The flames are gone. Okay, I'm not always going to say always be tossing every time this comes up. I think you get the idea by now. But toss the mushrooms and onions just about every time you interact with the grill, opening and closing it. I'm moving them back over to the hot side because they are not looking like I wanted them to look. They need to have a lot more color to them and get, more caramelization. I know I keep saying that, but it's the golden word. Ooh. Time to flip for the second time. Beautiful. That looks great. I'm going to take the second burger, flip that too. Now, if you don't want char, bake your burgers in your oven, okay? This is grilling, okay? A little bit of char is okay. A lot of bit of char is okay as well. The inside of the burger is not charred and blackened to a crisp. It's just the outer layer. And besides, we're going to cover it up with more beautiful steak sauce. Again, just a nice, easy layer over each burger. Look at that drip. That was like made for a movie. You saw that, right? The drip that came down? Yes, look at that. Look at me trying to cover the shame of that char with more sauce. So, again, I'm just talking now, but you got the idea. Now that the burgers have been flipped the second time over here, we're going to get the other side with the sauce. And it's also cheese time! Take note that when we flipped the burgers a second time, we took them over to the cool zone of the grill. They've already had their 4 minutes on each side over in the hot zone, so they've earned a break. And the break they deserve is a nice, warm blanket of cheese. Make sure the cheese doesn't overlap between burgers and that it's dead center on each patty so that it envelops each burger and doesn't spill off into the grill. Cheese takes about 3 minutes. Look at that! Look at that! Also, that's more like it. The mushrooms and onions finally have the color and caramelization that we're looking for. You could go a tad further than this if you wanted, but that's just fine for me. I put them to the cool zone for now. Spray the griddle again because we gotta make room for our buddy, bacon. This is the Lightlife brand of bacon. There's a couple of brands of vegan bacon out there, but this is the most common and easy to find. Plus, it's pretty versatile. My only criticisms are that it could be more fatty. It's only got 2 modes, soft or crunchy, but it's got a sweet spot in the middle that you can get to if you pay attention while cooking it. When the bacon's starting to curl and get redder, that's a good sign to flip it. Also, be sure to keep it from drying out with some more grilling spray as needed. Time to get emotional. Our burgers have officially graduated grill school. They've got their nice yellow graduation caps on and they're ready to walk down the aisle. There goes Greg. He majored in flavor. Carrie, she was the valedictorian of her class. Bye, Carrie. Oh. Oh, and there's Grady. He was always good for a cigarette break in the parking lot. I didn't say that. Don't smoke, kids, unless it's with a grill. It looks like it's time to remove the mushrooms and the onions. They look perfect. Hold on, you'll see it in a close-up real soon. Here's the close-up. Ooh, flavor. Loving it. Also, bacon's still going, but it's time for bread. Bread takes at least 20 seconds. I've timed it over hot coals. Just over direct heat, 20 seconds. Don't overdo this. They might get stuck, but be brave and pick them off. Look at that. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? Look at that. Totally in the shot. You saw it and everything. Look at this one. Ow, my fingers! Yeah, that's good! Now for the final exit from the grill, the bacon. Remember the sweet spot I was talking about? The middle ground where it's still pliable and slightly crispy? That's what it looks like right there. It's still a little rigid, but it's got some bend to it. Perfect! It is now time to build the burger. First, put down your bun. Then, add sandwich glue, aka mayo. I like to have quite a bit of mayo. I'm not doing as much as I normally would because that would be disgusting to some viewers. So that's about as much as I'm going to put down. Put down your bed of lettuce, and then put down your cheeseburger, and then 2 strips of bacon will be just enough. On top of that, we'll add the mushroom and onion mixture. Spill it off to the side. Be messy with it. It's going to fall apart as soon as you bite into it anyways. Add some steak sauce on top of that. And there you have it. The bacon mushroom steak burger. Right before your very eyes. Check it out. What could go with it though? Let's add a little bit of something else. What would we pair a steak sauce burger with? Some barbecue chips. I think that looks nice. Add some color to the plate. It looks good. Here's some close-up shots. Look at that. Real pretty. And here's the part where you get to watch me eat it. My wife tells me that I look like I'm in excruciating pain while I eat, but I assure you, that is the face of ecstasy. Enjoy the 4K footage of mayonnaise stuck to my beard. Mmm, so good. Anyways, thanks for watching. This has been great.